This is SportsCenter.
On the first edition of NHSPN SportsCenter for 2016, we cover the start of what looked like a promising football season, until the injury bug reared its ugly head. But the volleyball team has lived up to expectations, proving they are a state contender with the sweep over our Redeemers. It's all coming up on SportsCenter, right now.
Hello, and welcome to NHSPN SportsCenter. I'm Macy Cloving, along with Peyton Halverson. The Bearcat football team had a mediocre season last year, but in graduating only one starting senior, hopes were high for a second or third place finish in 2016. The season started out on the road at Benson County with a non-region game. Komorowski takes the snap and hands it to Dugdale as he plows through the line for an easy touchdown. Benson County throws the ball right into Komorowski's hands as he runs it all the way back to the end zone, breaking 2 tackles for another 6 points. The snap goes to Heisler and he almost goes down, but runs it down the field for another touchdown. Jaden's kick bounces right out of the returner's hands. They scramble to pick it up just in time to be tackled at the 10-yard line by Clay. The ball gets thrown and Komorowski tips the ball. Jeremiah Hill grabs it for another turnover. This time, the ball gets tossed right into Hill's hands for another interception. Heisler with the carry as he follows lead blocker Dugdale for an easy run into the end zone. The Bearcats came into the game ready for a win, and that is just what they got. They scored on every possession except for 2. They averaged almost 12 yards per carry and over 21 yards per pass completion. This shows how hard the team has practiced, and they appear to be headed for a good season.
The Bearcats took on the highly ranked Cavalier Tornadoes next. The Cats led for much of the first 3 quarters, but ran out of gas as Cavalier pulled away to a 42-25 win. The next game was against New Rockford Cheyenne. Riley Legacy was already out for the season with a knee injury. Early in the first quarter, Johnny Heisler went down with a season-ending concussion. Tayden Thomas was also injured during the game. After getting down 20-0 at halftime, the reserves made a valiant effort to win the game, but came up just short as the Bearcats lost 20-16. Those injured players wouldn't be needed against perennial doormat DVE. The Bearcats jumped off to a quick score and never looked back. The ball gets handed to Dugdale and he shoots through the middle for a 9-yard gain. Hill gets the ball and runs to the outside for a first down before being run out of bounds. The defensive line pressures the quarterback, who throws it right into Cloving's hands for an interception. The ball is snapped, but Hill is right there for the tackle. Komorowski connects with Hill, and he jukes out a tackler for an easy touchdown. The Titans have trouble holding on to the ball, so the Bearcats jump on it to cover up the fumble. Dugdale gets the ball and shoots up the middle, completely hurdles a defender, and gets a well-deserved touchdown. The handoff goes to Borstead, who then runs up the middle for a quick touchdown. Again, the ball is handed to Borstead. He breaks a tackle before being brought down by another tackler. Thomas sells the fake as Cloving runs back to the outside for a big gain. The Bearcats played hard this game and beat the Titans easily, leading by 49 points at halftime. The young players are stepping up, and thankfully we had no more injuries. Jeremiah Hill had a gaudy 23.5 yards per carry in this game.
I'm Johnny Heisler along with Derek Linseth. We'll be covering the volleyball team. The Bearcats graduated 4 seniors from last year's team, including 3 players who saw significant playing time. But last year's team also had plenty of experienced juniors, and those players are now part of a senior-dominated team that plans to make a statement in their final year at NHS. Before getting to the games, let's go to Cale for a rundown on this year's starting lineup.
Thanks, Johnny. The Bearcat volleyball team relies almost exclusively on 6 players, 1 junior and 5 seniors. All but Madison Borstead saw plenty of playing time last year, so experience shouldn't be a problem with this group. All-Stater Macy Quilving teams up with Gabby Miller as middle blockers. These two players account for about 2/3 of all Bearcat kills. Peyton Halverson and Kelly Hushley are outside hitters. Peyton leads the team in digs and is 3rd in kills. Kelly is 4th in kills. Madison Borstead and Stephanie Miller share setting duties. Maddie leads in assists, but Steph is close behind. Stephanie also plays an outside hitter position and is 3rd on the team in digs. That's it for the Bearcats starting lineup. Back to you guys.
The Bearcats started the season with the Bottineau Early Bird Tournament. Even though they lost a set to Velva, they came out on top and brought the first place trophy back with them for the 2nd straight year. After that, the Bearcats went on the road for a match with Rugby and came out with a 3-0 sweep. Next, for their first home game, the Bearcats take on the DVE Titans. The Titans have a lot of athleticism and a little bit of height. Let's see how this match pans out. Halverson digs it as Stephanie Miller is set up by Borstead for the nice kill. Quilving uses her height as she kills it right over a DVE defender for a nice spike. Gabby Miller finds a soft spot in the defense, point Bearcats. Hushley gets a perfect set from Borstead as she smacks one down for a kill. Stephanie Miller uses her serving skills as she gets a point for the Bearcats here. DVE is not ready for this one as Quilving hammers one down. Quilving uses the net to her advantage as she gets herself an ace. Halverson doesn't need to hit the ball hard as she finds an open spot to put the ball. Stephanie Miller kills it to the back row as the DVE defender couldn't get there in time. Quilving is sure happy as she gets a beautiful block. On match point, Quilving finds a way to get her spike down for a Bearcats victory. North Star won in 4 sets, but in total points, they only led by 8. Macy and Gabby were the only two with double-figure kills. Madison and Stephanie shared the setting duties. Macy and Steph had double-doubles.
The Bearcats then traveled to Thompson. The Tommies have had many good volleyball teams in recent years, but they lost a lot of seniors due to graduation last year. But that didn't mean they couldn't give the Bearcats a bit of a scare. Hushley gets a nice set from Stephanie Miller as she hammers one down right in front of the net. The Tommies have to settle for a back row kill attempt, but Quilving gets a monster block for another Bearcat point. Quilving fires a ball cross court past the Tommies defender as it stays in for a kill. Quilving gets her elbows above the net for another textbook block. Hushley uses her jumping ability to block the ball with one hand. The Miller duo, Gabby and Stephanie, come together to get a block as it lands just in for another point. Stephanie makes a beautiful pass to Borstead, who then sets it up for Gabby Miller for a kill. The Tommies lob over a free ball. Stephanie Miller makes the perfect set to Macy, and the back row Tommy cannot handle it. Gabby gets the dig, then Macy takes the set from Steph and puts it in an open area on the Thompson court. It looks like the Tommies have a promising attack set up as they make a good dig and set, but Gabby takes the block to spoil their fun. With Quilving getting the dig from the back row, Hushley gets a chance for a spike and gets the kill to the far corner. It's match point. Thompson gets a good kill attempt, but Steph blocks it and the Tommies cannot react in time. Game, set, match to North Star. For the 2nd straight match, the Bearcats needed 4 sets to put away their opponent. The first 2 sets were close, but the Bearcats kept improving and won the final set handily. Macy again led the team with 15 kills. Steffi and Madison were more evenly shared their assists this night, and they were fairly equal on digs as well.
The Bearcats took on the state favorite, our Redeemers Knights. The Knights hadn't lost a set to anyone so far, and they have annihilated all of their opponents. Meanwhile, the Bearcats had lost a total of 3 sets. No one really knew what to expect, but to most people, it seemed that our Redeemers had the benefit of the doubt in this match. Hushley really shows off her guns here as she hammers one down for a kill. Gabby Miller gets the play going as she digs it. Borstead sets up Quilving and another Bearcat point. Quilving goes down to get the dig. Stephanie Miller spikes one that the Our Redeemers player cannot handle as it's shanked into the stands. Macy uses her height to get up for one of her game-high 8 blocks on the night. Hushley bumps the ball up for Borstead as she finds Gabby Miller for one of her 7 kills this game. On match point, Halverson finds a way to squeak a ball to the other side as the Our Redeemers defender could not control the ball. Another victory for the Bearcats. The Bearcats played their best game of the season on a night when they really needed it. Macy was at her best as she had a season-high 19 kills. The digs continue to be evenly distributed among several players.
That's it for this show. After the football season is over, we'll have another episode. Until then, on behalf of Derek Linseth, Cale Miller, Peyton Halverson, and Macy Quilvang, I'm Johnny Heisler.